Welcome back to Table Talk. I'm Brian Kell. Ben Lomand Connect is celebrating 65 years of operation this Saturday at Warren County High School in McMinnville with our annual meeting. So with that day fast approaching, we wanted to talk to two of our board members, current President Gerald Sitz and past President Dr. Ray Troop. We welcome them to this table for the very first time. Gentlemen, welcome to Table Talk.
Thank you, Brian.
Yes, glad to have you guys. Big time, President Sitz. We've got for any customers or members who are out there watching this right now, who maybe have never come to an annual meeting, or let's say they may be on the fence about coming to this one, what can folks expect to see and hear this Saturday?
Well, first and foremost, it is a business meeting. It's required by law in our charter. But it's even more than that, because they have an opportunity to come and meet not only the board and the employees and the fellow members. And there's going to be a lot of displays, things that I think can quite be an educational aspect to the meeting also. So I think there's a lot to offer. We're going to have food, so we welcome everyone to come this Saturday.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with barbecue and mix in some door prizes. That makes for a pretty good day too for
That's
a lot
true,
of folks as well. Dr. Troop, you've seen quite a few of these annual meetings over the years. What excites you about this Saturday?
Well, the community, our rural phone community coming together at one time, and getting to talk to people that you've gotten to see over the years that I know are our customers, and to try to do the best we can to continue to provide leading edge service to them, and give them an update on what their co-op is doing, and how we're doing, and what our plans are. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to come together with everyone, and it's always with a sense of humility that we get down before them and run this meeting. It's quite exciting.
Yes.
Mr. Sitz, as board members, you all help chart the course for future years, if not decades, at Ben Lomand Connect. Can you talk about the importance of that from a board member standpoint, and just the collaboration that goes on between the board?
You know, when I first came on, which you've been on quite a bit more than I have, but anyway, not that much. Anyway, we came on and we were basically a monopoly at that point in time. It was just cut and dry, plain old telephone, basically, and actually as a board member, it was pretty cut and dry. But then we started to get into a more competitive environment, and so the boards had to grow with that environment, and and I have to give the board credit. I think we've kept abreast of all the technological changes, and I think we've been able to keep our members and our whole territory that we cover in the up-to-date and state-of-the-art technology. And I think that we have an opportunity in the future. It's really exciting on my part, because I think there's going to be some new things coming out, and it's changing so quickly, it's hard to keep up with. But I think with broadband, I think it's exciting, and it makes being on the board exciting. So I appreciate those challenges also.
Speaking of exciting, I know, Dr. Troop, a couple of Decembers ago, the board decided to kind of chart a path with a very large project that impacts the cooperative area of Ben Lomand, and really being able to reach out through this area through fiber implementation. And that's just the way that impacts rural families and businesses throughout Tennessee is just massive. Can you talk about just what all went into that plan that we're in the midst of right now?
Well, we had good advice, I think, from employees, first of all, who gathered information, gathered data, presented it to us, and you make your I won't call it best guess policy. However, you have to have good input from staff who has looked at all of this stuff in detail. And that has to do with how much is it going to cost, how long will it take, what are the needs for it, and how rapidly can we get customers to help justify the expense. And so we felt like a 5-year program was warranted, and we're certainly going to push it. It doesn't have to be 5 years. If it's 4 years, that's fine. And we've been fortunate to obtain grants, funding. Our CEO and others, I think, have done an outstanding job of applying for grants, getting grants, and I think our service history has enhanced that. I think kids that have to leave home to go study on their laptop is something we would like to see go away in the future out in rural America. And I feel like in rural America that we're providing better coverage than a lot of people in the cities have. So I'm very proud of what we're doing.
Mr. Sitz, I've heard you speak at I guess a couple of kind of red carpet events that we've had, some ribbon cuttings at 2 community centers, I think one in Greentown and another in Pocahontas. And I've heard you talk about just your experiences with Ben Lomand Connect over the years and the evolving of services. Can you speak to that for our viewers here, and just also too how it impacted an industry that you found yourself in, the banking industry, how the internet and broadband has just impacted you?
Well, when we first got a telephone when I was 10, 12 years old, I guess, so that was in the early 60s, and I remember the Ben Lomand construction crews coming out, and it was exciting because we were going to get a telephone. And that was the talk of the whole neighborhood and everything, even though it became a 8-party line, and so you try and get a call out, and you'd have to tell them to get off the phone so you could call in and to your friends or family or whomever. But one of the things I think I referenced also in that was back then we got connected, and that's how we look at today's world, as a connected world. But we were connected, and my mother was able to call in the Flourish store, and they deliver groceries. So if you think about those times, and now we can call in and order anything that we want to. We can go on the internet and order anything we want to. So even though we look at the past, sometimes it hadn't changed, but it's just the format of how it's done, basically. And but there is so much more that you can do with this now. And from a banking standpoint, gosh, after 43 years, I kind of climbed the ladder, and so I started out in some of the old posting machines and very mechanical, and then you go into the computerized world, and then it becomes instantaneous. You don't have to wait for mail to get to you. You can get an email instantly, and then you can look at a balance instantly, and then people now can bank at home, basically, and most people are doing that now. So it's changed so much, and it's exciting maybe where it goes in the future. So thank you.
Yeah, so Dr. Troop, kind of the same question. I've heard you talk offline on just your experiences with Ben Lomand Connect, but then also too on your side of things, much like the banking industry with Mr. Sitz, healthcare and the importance of broadband, telemedicine. Speak to those subjects, both you and also on the healthcare side.
I think we have really good access to health care in our immediate area. But then you get on out in the rural areas, particularly, say, look out west, it might be 60 miles, 100 miles from a health care facility. I think having the capability of going face to face with a health care provider, maybe show them your rash, what have you, that's a wonderful thing. And I'm sure even in larger areas like we're living in, it will come in handy. I think it will be used. Just from a personal standpoint, the broadband, the capacity, I can sit down on my laptop or my little iPad, and I can find out about current studies on, say, different types of cancers. I've been doing that lately because of some friends. And my goodness, you don't have, if we were doing this on dial-up, you just wouldn't do it, it'd take too long. But we have instant information now, pretty neat.
The one question here that just kind of struck me, and I'll open this up to either one of you all, both of you all, and that is just whether it's Grundy County or Warren County, you know, more and more items in a home are getting connected and need that broadband to be able to offer you either for business standpoints, creature comforts, entertainment, all those types. I mean, it is amazing to think of how Ben Lomand Connect has been able to connect homes and businesses, and especially every year, every December as Christmas rolls around, those new devices that folks have to have or feel like they need to have in their homes. Can either one of y'all speak to how great that is for Grundy County in Tennessee and Warren County in Tennessee to be able to have gig services to homes and businesses?
Well, you know, I'll look at it from the perspective of some of those households, you know, that service that we provide is the only outlet to the whole world that they have, basically. They may not be able to go to the mall or the movies or whatever. So it really is a lifeline for them, and it's a very important part of their lives. And I think it's a great service that we provide. So
Years ago, as we were ramping this up, there was a gentleman in Tracy City who was really constantly, I won't say constantly, but frequently asking, when will I be able to work from home here in Tracy City? And his place of business was in New York City. My daughter lives in the mountains of Oregon, and she's been working online for years with Deloitte and Touche. I'm not sure where her main office is. I guess she is, but you know, that's really neat to be able to do that.
Absolutely. So once again, want to remind folks, we've spent a lot of time here talking about Ben Lomand. At the very start, we talked about the annual meeting. That 65th annual Ben Lomand Connect annual meeting is coming up this Saturday at Warren County High School. Any final words for folks, our customers, our members that are out there watching today? I'll start with Mr. Sitz.
well, I think it's going to be a time that we can maybe feature broadband and maybe where telecommunications is headed into, and I think our employees will be there and to answer any questions. And I think it'd be very helpful for our members to go to this meeting to learn about some of the new things coming on. So I think it's an opportunity that they shouldn't miss.
And we're just delighted to have the opportunity to put this information before the membership and let them know how proud we are of their co-op, and it is their co-op, their company.
Well, want to mention again, we've said it a couple of times now already, but Warren County High School, that is this Saturday. I'm going to look off camera for a minute, make sure I got this right. 11 a.m. is when folks can be able to show up. I get a thumbs up from Lisa Cope. And also 2 p.m. is when the business meeting starts. Another thumbs up there on that too. So folks can start coming in at 11, enjoy some barbecue. And then, like we said, 2 p.m. the business meeting starts. We'll hear some remarks from you, President Sitz, and we'll also hear from our CEO, Lisa Cope. And looking forward to a great Saturday.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much. We're going to be back with more Table Talk right after this.